Mr. Bacon.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I have a couple questions for Admiral Aquilino and then one for General LaCamera. First, I want to ask a question about electronic warfare in the Pacific theater. I'm told that the PACOM requirement for EA-37s, the new Compass call that is going to provide tremendous amounts of capability, that requirement is 22. However, the Air Force has only funded for 10 of them thus far, and I don't see any funding plans in the near future. Can you explain the need for 22 EA-37s and just unpack that for us a little bit?
Yeah, in an unclassified setting, Congressman, I think what I would say is the ability to deliver the capabilities that come from a Compass call across the broad spectrum of this theater has the requirements that you've laid out. So it's critically important that we get to those numbers. It's critically, and I guess what I would say is the only caveat would be those are the mechanism of delivery. If there's other ways to deliver, right, then we might be able to live with less, but we do need the capabilities that currently reside in that aircraft.
Thank you. On a similar note, I read where the Navy, because of the budget restrictions, may only do one new attack submarine in the upcoming plan. That concerns me because attack submarines are very important to your war plans. Can you talk, are we headed the right direction with our attack submarine force size, or do you see optimism, or I see pessimism from where I'm at, but hopefully I'm wrong.
Again, I'll go back to, as the operational commander, the need to dominate and execute our undersea strategy and approach to be able to deliver a successful mission accomplishment. The undersea is critically important. Submarines are an aspect of that. They're also very important for our AUKUS agreement with the UK, Australia, as it applies to Pillar 1. So, again, I'm very supportive of continuing our efforts in the undersea domains.
Do you have enough attack submarines now, or do you see a plan to get there?
I would say if you asked all of our combatant commanders, none of us have enough.
Right. On another similar note, I'm concerned about the Air Force structure. For every new fighter we bring on, the Air Force is eliminating 2.5 fighters, or 2.5 aircraft. So we're getting smaller. And I think in the fight that we could have with China, hopefully we don't, we're going to need a bigger force size than we have now. Could you provide a little bit of your perspective on the Air Force?
Yes, Congressman, let me make it a little more broadly and then drill down. Number one, it will take the entire joint force. Matter of fact, as you heard Dr. Ratner say, to deter this adversary, it will take all forms of national power, which is the design of integrated deterrence. So as it applies to the joint force, you know, with the capability capacity that the adversary is building, we need to continue our capability advantages, and we need to get to the right capacity. I don't support a smaller force in the Indo-Pacific. And specifically, when you talk about half the globe, most of it is water, all of it is air. You know, we need the right capacity at the maritime and the air component to be able to deliver deterrent effects, and then if deterrence fails, to be able to fight and win. So I don't advocate for getting smaller.
I appreciate your perspective, and Mr. Chairman, it just seems like something we have to look at. Our Air Force is getting smaller at a time when it needs to be getting bigger, and it's a concern. General LaCamera, the North Koreans are one of the most impoverished, malnutrition people on the whole globe. How are we trying to reach them? Do we have an adequate Voice of America or those kind of capabilities to communicate with the North Korean people? Because I see that as being perhaps a weak spot for the leader of North Korea.
We are not directly from my command. I have met with individuals from the State Department and the things that they're doing. The Republic of Korea tries to reach them. They have non-government agencies. They're sending balloons across the border with messages and you know, limited supplies. But we do not have a direct. It's not part of my mission statement to communicate to them.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.